myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Hey, all my angels. I wasn't expecting to do this kind of video today, so I just want you to know it's going to be a little bit of a trigger warning for a lot of us. However, my friend Princess Paris Gotti, excuse me, she had brought this to my attention through one of her videos. And so, of course, I went and I watched some of it, and I thought, you know, I want to react to this video. So there's this girl named Isis, and before we start, welcome to YouTube Daze. I'm your host, Betty, and welcome in. I call all my people angels, and they're my angel warriors. And sometimes when we're looking for a certain person, per se, and we put them up on a pedestal, and we live our lives around them, and we build like she did. She built a channel around this amazing husband of hers, okay? Sometimes they don't turn out to be amazing, and sometimes they turn out to be a monster. And per her words, she married a monster, okay? I've never heard of this girl. And like I said, shout out to Princess Paris Gotti for bringing this to my attention. And so this woman built her whole channel on love and how she was a trophy wife and how her husband could do no wrong. And so she hadn't went live for a while, or she hadn't posted for a while, and she was having a baby, and she thought that she would come back and talk about, you know, having her baby. Unfortunately, the worst thing that could have ever have happened to her, and she found out about and is taking the necessary steps like she should as a mom. But I want you to hear her story, because when people think that they have got the best man on the planet, most of the time, he's not. You know, I can honestly say I have a good husband. But do we have our little fights and arguments? Of course, everybody does. And that's what makes us not so perfect. But I don't build my life around my husband. Like, I don't go live and just talk about my husband. You know, like, I didn't build my channel on my husband. So to build your channel on your husband and to tell other women you're not doing something right, you're not, you know, or you got to do this and that in order to get the husband I have, when all along she saw different red flags, and she's going to write them what the flags were, but yet she wasn't telling the public. Also, I want to say, I don't know if the man's in jail. Only thing I can say is he needs to be under the jail, but I don't know. She did say an officer was around, but I don't know. I don't know. She didn't dive into much, really. I don't know. We're just going to watch it together, and then we'll go from there. I want to make sure everybody gets in here that wants to come in, because I don't want to keep rewinding it or anything else. So I'm trying to, make some time, because I didn't give nobody any time that I was going live. And so I just want everybody that's going to be here to come on in and make yourself comfortable. This is a very uncomfortable um, trigger warnings, whatever that, that we're going to be talking about today. And it's your worst nightmare. It is, as a parent, it's your absolute worst nightmare. And especially for her to have the courage to come back and say the things she had to say after building her whole channel on being a trophy wife. Could you just imagine? A lot of people probably wouldn't have had the courage to even come back and talk, or ever even come back. A lot of people, after, them telling how wonderful their husband is, and you've got to find someone like my husband, and otherwise you don't have a good husband, and teaching women to find the right man, when all along she didn't have the right man at all. Matter of fact, she had the one that needs to be under the gel, instead of the one that, is a good, upstanding, godly man. I'm surprised that she came back and she talked about it, but she did. So we're going to present that right now. And I'm going to let you hear her words of what she has to say. As you've seen, I watched it. I just got through watching it. That's why I didn't put out a thing on it, because I just needed to go live. And now, as you see, she's a very beautiful woman, okay? Very kept woman, very beautiful woman. I just want to point all of that out. You can tell she's very kept and beautiful, okay?
Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you hear any noise in the background, that's the new baby. A lot has happened since the last time that I recorded. I think the last time you guys saw me, I was in my second trimester, and yeah, I think I did post an update in the community section when the baby was born. And I said that I would be back soon. And that was a few months ago now. I thought that when I came back on here that it would be to maybe do like some kind of newborn favorites or meet my new baby or something like that. But unfortunately, it's been a little over a month since I had to end up leaving my husband. I honestly don't even really know where to start with this, just because it's just such a hard topic. And I honestly thought that by the time I got on here that I wouldn't have any tears left because I've just cried so much. It's like I built this channel and this whole brand around being this man's wife and trying to teach other women how to attract good men and provider men and all these different things. And I truly held my husband or saw him as the bar um, for what every woman should, type of man that, or type of husband that every woman should aspire to have. And I didn't realize that the person I married was actually going to be my biggest nightmare. So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met. And I really thought that that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor. And, he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. And I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him. And I just started to see a few things that I didn't like. But I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past.
Raped her 4 times so far.
It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things.
So what she wrote on the screen is she said, he raped me 4 times during our first month of marriage. She had wrote that, which we'll go back and when you see it.
It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things.
Let's see a little bit further back. Right there. She writes it. He raped me 4 times in the first few months of our marriage. And even though that happened, she was still building her channel off of what a great, upstanding, God-fearing man she had married. So it's almost like she became delusional, because if someone tried that just once, married or not, they would be arrested, because that's not, you don't just take something just because you're married. No means no, and I don't care if you're married or not.
It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things.
Right, curious.
I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter.
4-year-old.
And I noticed that
sorry, I'm a little triggered. I'm sorry.
When I changed her, she was red and very sensitive.
I'm a little mad.
And immediately,
hey, sweet Melissa, baby,
my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh God.
Yeah, it's worse than we could think.
Gosh.
That's why I didn't say nothing. I just said it's very triggering. And
so I asked her, I said, baby, did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy.
it was Daddy. I'm trying not to be mad. I'm trying not to be
like
mad.
My world ended on that day.
I'm sorry, I would be beating living out of him. Like,
My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house. Because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie.
I don't know. I would have had to get some shots in on him. I'm sorry.
Doing stuff to her.
In his face.
Just become more covert. Or
beating with the bat. I don't know. I'd probably go crazy.
Or whatever.
I probably would have broke his face or something. I don't know.
As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my two older boys from school.
We know Charlie.
As soon as he got home, I told him that I was going to go Halloween shopping with my sister because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that
I mean, sweet Melissa,
it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together.
I don't know if I could make a video like this. It would be more of me in front of the jail.
When I got to the hospital,
honestly,
they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there.
I know.
So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters.
I know how you feel, sweet Melissa.
It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old.
2 and 4 years old. 2 and 4. Oh, just give me 1 second. Listen, I know that some people say I would do this, I would do that. I know that she wanted to get out of the house, get her daughter checked, what have you, but I would have already had my kids out of the house, waiting for him to come home. I would have messed him up. Like I felt like he did my daughters. I would have messed him up. Police would have been called. I don't even care if I would have went to jail, because you got to understand, this is supposed to be your husband that you're putting out to the world. That's this wonderful man, and you're a trophy wife. The fuck? It's so triggering, and I'm so pissed off because of the fact that when he did that to her 4 times, didn't that give her like something like, hey, this dude ain't who he says he is, you know? This dude ain't who he says he is. Like, would he already done that to you 4 times? Like, I don't know, but that would have been, it would have been one time you would have been under the bars. That's it. You wouldn't have had a chance to do anything else in the family, because one time, I don't care if you're my husband or not, if I say no, even my husband knows. I say fucking no, I mean no. That's it. You ain't going to talk me into it. You ain't going to slide around it. I said no. That's the end of it. My husband knows that. No. No means fucking no. So that point where she wrote that on the screen, just bumfungles me, because she didn't do anything about it at that point, even for herself. She continued to go live or continued to do videos on how wonderful this man is. You couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me enough to keep up the facade, okay? You could not pay me enough to keep up the facade. No. But anyway, I'm going to get some coffee because I've watched, I need a break.
It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And was also, abused as a child by a neighbor's husband.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever have to go through this.
Ugh.
And I'm just not quite sure how this happened.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Why this happened.
The flags were there. It was there. But let me say, she was too fixed on being a trophy wife. And I just have to, sometimes you just have to say what the truth is. And that's what she hates the most, is she was too fixed on being a trophy wife and putting him up on this pedestal and making other people feel like they don't have what she has and that her life's better than everybody else's. When in all reality, her life was worse than anybody else's. And, it's so triggering because, like, most of you are warriors from all of this abuse. I mean, almost all of you, and I am myself. And like I said, when it started at 6 years old. We don't know what the hell's going on. 5 years old, you don't know. These babies are 2 and 4. And first of all, he started with you, his own wife. He started with you first. And you continue to put him up on a pedestal and make other women feel bad because they didn't have the luxury that you have, having this fantasy husband. And that's what pisses me off, because you said that you made videos built around your husband. I haven't seen your videos, but this is why I tell women all the time, there's no such thing as a damn trophy wife, okay? Either you got a man that loves you and, fuck all the diamonds and all the, presents and gifts and all the upkeep and all that bullshit. If they're abusing you, what do you think they're going to do to the rest of the family? Like, that part, and why continue telling women that they're not doing something right and that they need, a man like yours, or they're not worthy? I haven't seen your videos, but I know what you did. And I know a lot of people talk about how you said you was a trophy wife and you had the most amazing life in the world and everybody should have your life. And you based it on money. You based it on money. You didn't base it on he was a good person. You based it on money. And look where money got you. Look where money got you. Look where money got your kids. So I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, poor you, poor you. When he graped you the 4th time, you should have known something was up. You damn sure shouldn't have came back live or back doing videos about this dude. But that's just my opinion, okay? That's just me and my opinion. And I'm very triggered because I lived that life. You said yourself you lived that life. So you know the signs. You know that you was lying the whole time about being a trophy wife. Gifts, money does not make anything. That's not being a trophy wife. You want to know what a trophy wife is? Someone that they love them. They love them. They cherish them. They make sure they have a roof over their head. They make sure they have food in their bellies. And they're amazing to their children without being psychotic weird. And if he was already psychotic weird to you, what do you think he's going to fucking do to the rest of the family? You wanted to show him off. You wanted to say he was the most perfect man in the world. And now you're sitting here crying because both your babies have been messed with. Both of them. And yourself. And I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for women who sit there and think that money is everything. I don't. Actually, after the first time he graped you, you should have been the fuck out. There shouldn't have been no 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then you telling other women that if they don't have a husband like yours, they don't have a husband. I've seen the other videos where, you was the trophy wife. I haven't went into all your videos or anything. I'm going to go into them after this. I'm going to show people what I know, what she was doing. And, yeah, they'll just say we're broke and hating, but I'm not broke. And I'm not hating. And I wouldn't want that kind of relationship to save my fucking life. Like I said, when I say no, that's exactly what my husband knows no means. I seen that big old freaking 3-carat ring on your finger. Was it worth it? I understand that SDA and I get that, but first time he graped her, she should have been out that door. Because that is not a good man. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to get my coffee that is brewing.
I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky. Because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk. Like, I don't like them sitting on people's laps. None of that. And he knows how much I cannot stand men like him. And to think like I couldn't even go to sleep in my own house and know that my children are safe. Just by me going to sleep, my children were left unprotected. um,
That's what I'm talking about. Like, it didn't.
so I don't know what the future of this channel is going to be.
What the future of this channel is. I would say,
I don't know if they're going to change the name or what.
Delete every video, and you've already, well, everybody's already went after you about being a trophy wife, so it's already out there. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Yeah,
Okay, so
I really don't know what to tell her because when you pick
Hi,
money,
lady.
when you pick money over everything, and you're sitting there talking about how you're a trophy wife, married in 1 week, come on, let's really get
hey
down
ladies, welcome back to the
Married in
New
1
Trophy
week.
Wife. Today I'm going to be sharing my story with you guys about how I went from being a single mom to a spoiled housewife in less than 1 year.
Spoiled housewife.
So I had my first child when I was 17 years old. I intentionally got pregnant with my boyfriend at the time and basically turned into a child raising a child. A few years later, had my second
this is before,
child.
but he had already grazed her at this time.
After having 2 children and being a single mom, I think that my self-esteem was definitely low. I didn't know that at the time, but if I think back about the kind of men that I was choosing, it definitely was a reflection of my lower self-esteem. I think that growing up, I was not taught the kind of men that I should be looking to attract and be in a relationship with. My mom drilled into me, oh, go with the man that's going to be the best breeder. And I think society drilled into me to go after the thug, the street dude, the swag type dude, or whatever you want to call it.
He's up there.
But neither one of those was the best approach to going about dating and attracting a husband. So after having my second child, I was working hard. I was making really good money. I think I was making about maybe 90K at the time, which for me as a 24-year-old woman was good. I thought I was doing good. I had my own plates. I owned my car. I was very self-sufficient, all about the mindset of, oh, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man, as so many of us modern women say, I can do it all by myself. And I soon realized after one Christmas of it just being me and my 2 boys that I wanted a family. I wanted more for myself. It felt so lonely and it was sad. It was really sad. And it was, I'd say, one of the lowest points in my life. And I realized that I don't want to do this on my own. I don't want to raise these boys on my own. I want a family. I want someone that I can love, someone that loves me and my children. And after that was when I decided that I was going to change the kind of men I was dating and what I was attracting. Um,
What she was
one of my
attracting.
sisters at the time had told me that I should create an online profile, and I was so against doing that because I was like, well, online profiles are only for people that are desperate, and I look good. I'm not desperate. I don't need to, I can find a man just going out. And
Right, exactly.
I was against it at first. And I think I also had a skewed version of what a high value man was at the time as well. I thought that a good mate
They
or the
do.
man to go after was the one with the super nice car and a stack of money and the jewels and the chains on with the swag. Like, I thought that was the man that I should be going after, but that was definitely not the
No,
type of
she's
man
not.
that I should have been going after. And I learned quickly that just because someone looks like they have it together
Yeah,
does not
exactly.
mean that they have it together. And typically, the things that that person is probably doing to get money is not sustainable and probably not something that you would want to be involved in. And
This didn't age
after
well, did it?
learning quickly that everything that glitters is not gold, I happened to come across Shira 7 on YouTube, and she completely changed my life. And she basically taught me what a high value man is and what to look for when trying to find a husband.
So high
So I
value.
ended up
Real
taking
high
my
value
sister's
there.
advice and signing up for eHarmony. Yeah, she recommended Match, but in my spirit, I felt eHarmony. I don't know why. It's just something told me to do that one. So I ended up signing up for eHarmony. I created a profile, and I think the second person that I matched with was the man that I'm married to now, my husband, my one. And it was very different. My husband and I have a 20-year age gap, and he
20
was not the
years.
first older man that I dated. I actually
Hey, Liberator.
dated someone like 10 years older than me, and that was just a bust. A lot of people have told me that I'm very mature for my age.
Yeah, go make
so
your
someone
own.
10 years older than me just wasn't a big enough age gap
Yes.
for me to
That's what I'm talking about.
vibe with.
And look what she
It
got.
just wasn't. Yeah.
Look what she got.
So when I met my husband, I knew right away almost. And people say that, but it was definitely true. I know it sounds cliche. Just from our first date, it just felt natural.
That's the
I felt like I just had known this person
Another thing I want to bring
already.
up is she never once said that she had her boys checked. Well, they mess with boys as well. So I want to know why she didn't have her boys checked. She had her 2 daughters checked, but not her boys. Now, she had her 2 boys before she met this guy, and then he came into the relationship. And I would say the 2 girls are his, including the last baby that she just had. So she had 3 kids by this guy. After she knew him for 1 week, she married him, right? And now she's saying that she met through eHarmony and all this stuff, and that she was chasing something wrong all the time, and now she's got a 20-year age gap, and yeah, eHarmony does have an actual application where you fill out 50, 60 different questions, so they can match you better. But it's still, sometimes you're going to find scum, I mean, she's never mentioned that. That's what I'm saying. She never mentioned she went to the police. She mentioned the police were there while the babies were being checked out, but she never mentioned as to whether he's been arrested. All she said was her life has been turned upside down and that she's been away from him for a month and a half. She didn't say he's been arrested. You know, she exactly, money. And from there, she started making this YouTube channel. And look what she has. You're going to sit here and tell me that it's not about money? Girl, the outfit that she's wearing is probably a $2,400 outfit. Her hair, probably $1,200 to install. Her makeup, the best makeup you can buy. The chair she's sitting in, probably $5,000. Just look around and you can see money. You know what I'm saying? It is money. I don't care what anybody says. 20-year age gap, you're going to tell me you're actually enthralled in a guy that's, you know, old enough to be your father? Really? Really? You know, and now come to find out, I guess, you know, she had 2 boys. So the 2 girls that got, you know, SA'd are his own daughters. You know, like, really? Whatever. Okay. Wow.
It was so comfortable. So we went to a really nice seafood restaurant and it was great. It was an amazing first date.
It's all money.
Mind you, I think we both were kind of just dating different people at the time. And that's definitely something that I recommend if you're looking to, you know, find a husband, is not just dating one person at a time. It's not good to put all your eggs in one basket, but we had a great first date, and I think he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on the first date, and I said I would think about it. I know that the universe guru talks about how you shouldn't fall into the girlfriend trap, and it was kind of something that I just intuitively knew, like, I'm not just going to agree to be your girlfriend just after meeting you, because I know that you just want me to be your girlfriend so that you can get in my pants. So I didn't agree, and we both were, we were talking, but then for some reason we kind of stopped talking for a little while. And we both were dating other people and doing our own thing. And then I had gotten into a serious relationship with somebody, and I ended up falling for the girlfriend trap. But that guy had really been investing a lot into me and doing a lot for me. So I kind of felt like I had to
more money
agree to be his girlfriend, because he asked me multiple times and I finally agreed. So after me and him broke up, well, let me rewind. So me and him ended up breaking up because
no, this was Amanda. Hold on. I have to give her props. I have to say, this was before she found out about her children. This was a video that I found where she started building her life around this guy and building her YouTube channel around this guy, that he was the greatest guy in the whole entire world. And nobody could ever have as good of a guy as, what she had. She called herself a trophy wife. Now, mind you, she married him, single mom to spoiled housewife in less than a year. Okay. So she was trying to teach women how to get men like her man. And he was a rapist. He raped her 4 times. 4 times. And she was still coming on here talking about how wonderful he was. And then he started hurting the children, the 2 little girls that are 2 and 4, which are his little girls, because she said she had 2 little boys. I want to know why the little boys, have not been checked out. Because now it seems like if the little girls are 2 and 4, she's at least been with the guy for 5 years, at least, because now she got a little baby that she had just had by him. So now she got 3 that she's had by him and 2 that she had before him. There was 2 little boys. And sometimes they don't care. It's not just about little girls. Sometimes it's just they're sick. They're sick. So I want to know why the boys didn't get checked. Why she didn't check it, Honey, I let everybody in here. I let everybody in here, and I forgive people for, their past, whatever. And Rap's already done his time, and everybody's already done their time. And I just let people be in here, and I don't have no problems with anybody at all. And right now, I'm just running my channel, and I'm saying what I think about this whole situation about being a trophy wife, and what it actually leads into is not what you think it leads into. It's we're talking about something different. We're not even talking about liberators. And matter of fact, I've never had a problem with the liberators. So if I don't have a problem with them, they're staying in my chat. That's that.
With my oldest son, who was 5 at the time, I could tell that he was really just
No, you don't.
with my kids.
Don't leave.
He
You stay right
didn't
where you
really
are.
embrace them. Sometimes, we as mothers can tell like someone's just being nice to our kids for the purpose of being with you, and they're not necessarily invested in your kids.
Hello, Charles.
Themselves. And that's what I felt like from him.
But listen, okay, I'm not going to make my life about you. I got things that I'm doing here, real important shit about children being SA'd, okay? Children, okay? Children have been SA'd, all right? So I need you to take your ass and go on, because you're never in my room. I don't know who you are, and I don't give a shit what you think, okay? I don't. The liberators have done nothing to me. I don't have no problem with them. And I'm not going to sit here and ruin my life for you. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Adults can take care of themselves better than children. Way better than children. So just get rid of this person. I don't want this person in my chat. I don't give a shit. Just get rid of them. I'm talking about how this woman has came on live talking about how wonderful her husband is, and how every woman should get the same kind of husband. And then he SAs her children, which is his fucking children. That's what we're talking about. If you're not talking about that, then get the hell out. Jesus.
Family, the kind of family that I was wanting. So I ended up breaking up with him, and we were living together. I know, we were living together, and I just like packed all my stuff and left. And it was crazy because the next day, my husband, my now husband, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I told him,
but I don't have no
I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why. And he was telling me like, "Oh, those are my boys," and he had genuinely really connected with my kids, and
that's what I'm saying. Why ain't the sons being checked?
Be nice to them to get to me. Like it was very
they were 5 years old when she met him.
That I really loved about him. That was something that stood out about him versus the other men that I had dated, was he really embraced the fact that I had children because he wanted children. And so,
of course he wanted children.
He was talking, my lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I went ahead and moved in with my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, "Hey," it was so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, "I need a place to stay because my lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and maybe even if it's just like for a couple weeks, it's okay. Just want to look for somewhere else, because I had planned on needing to find somewhere else." And he was saying, "Well, if you're going to live with me, it's going to be as my wife, not as my girlfriend." And I was like, "Well, how spontaneous are you?" And he laughed, and he said, "Right? Very spontaneous.
They need to be checked."
So then,
yes, that's the guy on the mantle.
Right. So we started entertaining the idea of getting married, like immediately. I I, didn't want to get my hopes up. So I
Oh,
just said that, he's saying all these things, but I'm going to see what action that he takes. And so I had just got paid and I was like, okay, we seems like we're really talking about seriously entertaining the idea
yeah,
of getting
Kat, when she
married. So
reported,
I'm
okay,
going
so
to
she had the kids checked, the two girls, the 2-year-old and the 4-year-old. She had them checked. So the police were there, so it was reported, but she didn't have the boys checked. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have the boys checked. And the way that she's saying she got with this man is odd as hell. She moved out of her boyfriend's house with 2 kids, okay? And called up this guy and said, I only went out with you one time, but like, can I stay with you? Because I'm in between places to live with my 2 boys. And he's like, no, you're gonna marry me if you're gonna stay with me. Like, I'm like so floored. And no, she didn't say whether he was in jail or not. She did not say nothing about him being in jail. She pretty much just acted like um her life is over because she was a trophy wife. That's what she acted like. I'm glad that she, took her kids and got them checked and she got out of the situation, but that's what she pretty much acted like. And then I'm going backwards now to see how she met the guy. And this is how she met the guy. She met him online, went out with him one time, and then called him up and asked if she could live with him with her sons for just a couple of days. And then after this, she was making videos on how women can become trophy wives. When actually he was a predator the whole time. And he had already raped her 4 times, and she continued on this facade. And then she didn't even put him in under the jail for the time what happened to her. And I don't understand.
go and get the wedding ring. We were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado. So we hadn't seen each other. This was all talk over the phone, over FaceTime. So I went and got his ring. I think I paid like $300 for it. It wasn't.
My chat is not about you. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't give a shit what you're talking about. My thoughts are my thoughts. You cannot decide what my thoughts are. Okay? You can't. She was a victim to begin with, and she should have gotten out of it to begin with. Herself, when she got raped the first, second, third, and 4th time, she should have got out of it. That should have let her know, hey, this man is not who he says he is. This is all the red flags I need. I don't need somebody raping me. But it didn't. Didn't happen that way.
Like a super flashy ring like the one he has now, which is completely a lot better. But I went and got his ring, and the next time we talked on FaceTime, I was like, I did something. He was like, what did you do? I was like, I got your wedding ring. So he was like, no, you didn't. Show me. So I showed him. I said, yeah, I actually did it. I don't know if you were really being serious, but we're talking about getting married. So I had a really bad habit of like spending money, and I was like, right, I don't get the ring now, then I'm not going to get it. So I went ahead and got it.
That's what I feel like.
And
why hasn't
that put the fire under him to, I guess, really go and look for my ring. Well, let me rewind. So then after that, I think it was like the next day, somebody told me to go online and check my eHarmony profile. So I went on there and I saw that he had updated his picture, and I was like, oh no, this dude is playing around. Like, I'm glad I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on this ring. Like, he was just playing. And I screenshotted it and sent him a picture, and I said, it doesn't seem like we're on the same page. So yeah, I'm done with this. And he texted me, he was like, or I think he tried to call me and I didn't answer. And he texted me and he was like, no, I'm serious. I am going to marry you, in caps. And I think that evening he like ended up going and buying my ring. yeah, he went and bought my ring. And the ring that he got me is not the ring I had now.
Look at that ring.
It was a nice ring, but it wasn't nearly as big as the rock that I'm currently sporting. But
yes,
when he showed it to me, in my head, I said, it's not about the ring, it's about the marriage. And I definitely think that that's something that you ladies should keep in mind, is that if a man is going to propose to you, don't make it about the ring.
Oh, really? While you sit there with a 5-carat ring?
A man off and make him think that that's all that you care about is having a big ring, when it's more important to have the marriage. And I knew that in my heart. I was like,
let me tell you something. I can tell when somebody's capping like a mofo, and you are capping like a mofo. Look at that motherfucking ring on your finger. Let me tell you something, woman. I have been married to my husband for 2 years now. Been with my husband almost 9 years. This is my ring, and I'm proud of it. I love everything about it. Everything, okay? And it don't have to take up my whole damn finger. But you sitting there saying that? We know what it's about. Look at your ring. Or am I delusional? Am I delusional? Am I delusional? Am I delusional, or is she delusional? This was before, but am I delusional about her saying, don't worry about what your ring looks like? But, by the way, mine's like 5 carats. Am I delusional? Right. Yeah, I mean, I got pregnant on purpose at 16. So I can't fault her for that, because mine was on purpose. But I'm just saying, you see my ring, right? And I love my husband. Like, I wouldn't even trade it in. Even if he was like, hey, I want you to have this 5 carat, I'd be like, hell no. I don't need all that. Right. He was updating his profile picture, and like, I just, no, you shouldn't. Nobody's bashing you. Nobody's bashing you. What I said is her being a grown adult, even though she's got that ring, if he graped her once, he graped her twice, he graped her 3 times, he graped her 4 times, that's not love. And that should have been the ticket to leave, because that's not a good person. Anybody who's going to grape you is not good, okay? It don't matter if you're grown or not grown, but children have no choice in the matter. So not only that, but these 2 children that he did this to are his biological children. Like, so if he does it to his biological, the other ones need to be checked out, because she said the little boy was 5. Her oldest was 5 when she met him. Her oldest was 5, which means he's 10 now. Why ain't I just think all children at this point should be checked. I think every child in that household, I pray that CPS gets involved or something where all children get checked. And I don't know why she didn't say he's in jail. She just said we've been separated for a month and a half, but she didn't say he's in jail. She didn't say, by the way, I put him in jail. He's in jail right now. She just said we've been separated. Like, I'm confused, because if I would have went live, I'd have been like, you know what? This dude raped me. This dude did this to my kids. I want him arrested, thrown under the jail. And then I would have came live and been like, yeah, my worst nightmare was my husband. I'm sorry for making all those videos on how to be a trophy wife. But my worst nightmare came true, and he's in jail. Like, what? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, Right, sweet Melissa. And we're not perfect. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, my husband's the most perfect man in the world. No, we have our little flaws. But as you can see, as I'm showing you, it was about money. It was all about money. You know? I mean, she literally moved in with him because she didn't have a place to live, and taking these 2 babies to a stranger's house and then marrying him within like a few days. Okay. And then going and making videos all about being a trophy wife. Honey, you're not spoiled if you're getting raped, okay? And you're not spoiled if your children are having problems. You're not spoiled. Now, I can honestly say I'm spoiled. My husband will give me anything I want, and I don't have to be raped or have to go through anything. And that's what spoiled is. There's a big difference, big, huge difference. Like if I called my husband up and said, honey, I'd like a Mountain Dew. Well, he would do everything in his power to try to get me a Mountain Dew. But something simple, not no craziness. That's being spoiled. To me, that's being spoiled. Right. She needs the money. And she said law enforcement was there escorting her, but how? When nobody's been in jail? I don't. And did she tell him that he raped her 4 times? Like, I don't know. And why not check the baby, the boys that's been in the household for 5 years? I don't know. I hope all the babies are checked. I hope he gets thrown under the jail. Look, you can't tell me. Her nails are done, diamond bracelet. That ring is like half of her damn finger. That outfit's like $1,400, $2,400 if it's what I think it is. Her diamond earring. And listen.
All right, I'm not going to say anything about the size of the ring. You know, still a nice ring. I'm going to take it.
Oh, call the motherfucker.
So we ended up getting married the next week. Everybody was shocked. I randomly called my mom, my grandmother. Hey, I'm getting married in a few days. We got married at the courthouse because I told him I don't need a big wedding. I'd rather spend that money elsewhere. And we had a really beautiful wedding reception.
My ring is what she said.
At a really nice restaurant. It was gorgeous.
No.
So yeah, that is how I ended up getting.
If you go back and you watch the first of my video, Pindar, she doesn't say nothing about him being locked up. She says, we've been separated for a month and a half. She doesn't say nothing about him being in jail, being charged. She don't say nothing. And she was preaching to all these young women that are in their 20s and 30s how to get an old rich man, pretty much. A sugar baby. She's a sugar baby. Fuck.
Married, but I think that also something that I want to let you guys know is that
that's what I would think too.
His wife,
I don't know,
and really being the kind of woman that could just get a ring like that took work. At that time, I had really become a better version of myself, a better version than the woman that was dating thugs and living in some kind of secular lifestyle. I had to become the kind of woman that a man would want to take around his colleagues and his mother, and
I know this is laughable, right?
To him just by standing next.
This is so laughable.
I know it's kind of a interesting story, but I also helped 2 of my sisters to get married. They both got married in less than a year as well. So I'm really good at knowing how to get women the ring and
get women the ring. Okay, this is the thing.
If you ladies are interested
now, the sisters, you might want to check their kids because you're really good at teaching people how to be a sugar baby and get that ring. Damn. I would say you're not good at picking out no man. I would say that when your mind is on money, you ain't thinking about those babies that's in that household. And another thing, how many times have I told all of you that kids, that a lot of times if something's happening for years upon years, most people know in the household, right? Most people kind of get an idea that something's not right. No, we don't know if he's in jail. We don't know. She didn't say. She just said that if you go back and rewind it, she just said that we've been separated a month and a half. That's all. No, we do not know if he's in jail, if charges have been pressed. We don't know, because people were down the comments saying you need to press charges. Like that's your next step, divorce and charges. But we don't know. This is how you get a ring, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you get the big ring.
In learning more about how to become a trophy wife, then please click subscribe. I would love to have you here. Stay tuned. We are going to be giving all tips.
Tips of what? Tips of finding a... Well, she gave really non-good tips. I can say that. And all the women that followed her, if you took her advice, you better make sure that your children are good, because it's not about the money, honey. See, when you're thinking about money, evil comes with money. And I think he should be under the jail cell. And I think he should be in jail right now as we speak. And I think he should not be out of jail. I think he is a danger to all people, to everyone, because she says he did it to her 4 times. I don't know. I honestly, I couldn't tell you, because usually when kids are about 4, they're potty trained. So I don't know. But yeah, I feel bad for the babies, and for her trying to tell this glamorous story as she moved in with this guy and he married her and she's a trophy wife. Please, everybody, stop believing that horse shit, okay? Because nobody knows what people are like behind those closed doors. That's how I feel, redheaded. I'm sitting here thinking that when he done that to her, that should have been her ticket out. Because that would have scared me, that it would have been done to my kids. Like, it's just a thing that goes in your brain after you've been done this way. It's just a thing that goes in your brain, and you're like, hold up. If he done that to me, he might be capable of doing that. I might need to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? But then again, she kept going and doing these videos of how amazing he was. So just know that if you're a woman in your 20s and 30s, please, don't go move in with guys that you just met with your children. Don't worry about a fucking ring. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's like she don't know what to do. Like, but that ring means nothing. That ring right there, she needs to take that son bitch and go sell that bitch and pay for her kids, and make sure her kids are, getting the proper care that they need with psychology and, they're babies for crying out fucking. Anyway. Yeah, she moved out of one guy's house with her 2 kids and moved in right into another guy's house with her 2 kids and got married and became a trophy wife. And what a wonderful story that is. I just don't know. I just don't know. And like, if she didn't want this to be anybody to react to it, she wouldn't have put it on the internet. And there's some people out there that feel all sorry for her, but I'm just not one of those, because when you try to teach women to get a big ring, you're not doing God's work. You're not teaching women to get a good husband. You're teaching women to look for that pocketbook. You're teaching women not to even see with their own eyes what's going on, you know? Oh, I know. Me too. Nobody watched my kids. Nope. Unless it was my mama. My mama would watch them. And that's facts. That she, like when I went to work, my mama would watch my kids. Yeah, it makes you a gold digger. And I guess she taught thousands of women how to become a gold digger. And that's another thing. People were saying that she's nowhere attractive enough to call herself a trophy wife. But, oh, it's on this one. It's on this one. You'll have to rewind it, babe. You'll have to rewind it. But like, I don't know. I don't feel sorry for her because of what he did to her. She didn't stop that. And that led into the household. That led into the household because that right there would have, if she would have stopped it in its tracks, knowing that he's doing something wrong to her as the trophy wife, it wouldn't have led into the household. But you got to use your brain because, like I said, common sense is a superpower. It really is. And all these women out here on these YouTube streets teaching other women how to find sugar daddies, stop it. Because it's not what it's cracked up to be. And some of these sugar daddies are pieces of shit. There is no definition of a trophy wife. She just labeled herself, Yeah, she's no different than a high-priced call girl. Yeah. And it was odd. And first of all, she wants to lecture us. It's not all about the ring. Oh, when I first got my ring, it was nothing to talk about. But now, I got a 5 carat. Like, the fuck? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I know she ain't no trophy wife because look at this. And those were his own children. No, she'll be on the hunt again. She's now got 5 kids. She's now got 5 kids. No, she'll definitely be on the hunt again. Yeah, that's why she flashed it like she did. Yeah, you'll have to just send them to me, delicates. Just send them to me. Because, hey, I say this. If women want to, react with sugar daddies and they're grown, more power to them. It's when you bring kids in the mix. You know what I'm saying? It's when you bring kids in the mix of trying to be a sugar baby. That's when it's that's when it doesn't that's when I say you're no. Right. Exactly. Your children, their emotional health is priceless. And they're, and she better hope and pray to God they don't remember this. And she better get the boys checked because one is now 10 and the other one would be like 8, and been with this guy for 5 years. I mean, I'm sure she probably didn't think much about it, letting him watch the kids and stuff like that, because like that's their dad or what have you. But I don't know. I just don't know. She hid the fact that he raped her 4 times, so I don't know. But I would have liked to have heard that he's in jail. I would have liked for her to have sat there and said, well, after I got my daughters checked and my sons checked, after I got my kids checked, he was arrested. That's what I would have thought I was going to hear. And that's why I went so hard, because she didn't say that. And I don't think he is. That's what I'm saying. So if he did it to his own blood, you think he didn't do it to her blood? Even though he did it to her, she says, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But listen, I will tell all of you, if you want to be a sugar baby, that is fine. But don't bring kids into it. Don't bring no kids into it, because a sugar baby lifestyle is not for children at all. Yeah, I know. So many people wish they could have children, and they can't. And that's another thing. A lot of people are looking for that. And that's why I said, why ain't the sons being checked? Why didn't she check? Why did she say my 2 daughters were checked, but not my sons? Why? I would think all children would be checked. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that all children would be checked. All? Put a 1 in the chat if you think all children would be checked. And I really hope he didn't hurt them babies. Like, we're talking about 2 and 4-year-old. So I'm not crazy. So all children should have been checked. All of them. I'm wondering if that's it too. But then why did she go live? Why did she do a video? Her video has now hit almost 1 million people. 840-some thousand people. I don't know. I feel so bad for the babies. And what about her sons? Yeah, at the very least interviewed or anything, just fucking anything. No, nothing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the restroom and I'll be right back, and we'll go over another video, and I'll just show you guys what we're seeing here. What is that saying that they always say? Diamonds don't glitter. What is it that the saying that they say about there's a saying of something like what she does, but you don't do it with children. And if you think and she moved out of one guy's house, she even said it herself. I moved out of one guy's house into another guy's house. I did read the comments. The comments said he should be in jail. I hope you put him in jail. Yes, all that glitters is not gold. That's the word I was looking for. She even said it herself. All that glitters is not gold. She said it herself in that video. In the one where she was talking about getting a man, and stuff like that. Okay, Liberator, you have a great one. So yeah, I mean, I just saw some things on her channel and just thought I would point them out, and now she's going to teach us what a trophy wife is. Like, this is just sick. I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know how to, I don't know. She was given dating advice. Like, are you serious? Know when to walk away, set boundaries to increase. Think like a winner. Avoid these mistakes. What I wish I knew before dating rich men. The 3 B's of a trophy wife. What you need to succeed. Really? Trophy wife secrets. The art of staying spoiled. Okay. All right. Let's see the art of staying spoiled. Close your fucking eye and don't listen. Don't notice anything that's going on around your household. That's what you do. That's what you do to stay spoiled. Keep your mouth shut and do what they say. That's what you do. You got to imagine half these motherfuckers that have money, they're all disgusting. Who wants them? Fuck. Ugh. Oh, she's pregnant now. Mm. Hey, bitch.
Phone calls, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya.
Made a video for you all. As you can tell, I have a good reason for that, and that is because we are expecting another baby. We're expecting baby number 5, and we are so excited. But I really just needed some time to myself to focus on the pregnancy, to not have any sort of stress, and, just take care of the things that are important in my personal life. Not that you ladies are not important, but, this was very unexpected, and I just needed some time. But thank you to everyone who has reached out, sent me messages, and checked on me. And, it's
That's
kind
it.
of
That's
odd
being
that
spoiled, Margaret.
having this small platform that I have that, so many of you all care. Like, it means so much to me. And you ladies just have no idea how much it warms my heart to know that I matter to you all. So, it's just such a blessing to have you. But anyways, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's because I have a cold, but honey, I was not letting anything stop me from coming back on here and doing a video for you all because you deserve it. It's the new year. It's 2024. We are not here to play. We are leveling up. You ladies are getting to your husbands, getting to your bag, getting to your lifestyle, and getting all that it is that God has for you and all that your heart desires. So today we are going to be talking about how to stay spoiled in your marriage, in your relationship. I'm hoping you're not in a relationship if you're not married, but
The fuck?
y'all are grown. So either way,
The fuck?
I want to talk about staying spoiled as a wife to a high value man. This is a topic that I have had to learn to perfect over the last 4, almost 5 years that I've been married. And it's taken some work. It is not easy to maintain the same treatment that you may get in the courting phase from a man after he's basically already conquered you. You're his wife. He's used to you. He's seen you at your worst. You all live together. You may have children.
Right? I know, Janica.
It's a different ballgame after life starts lifing and you're still trying to maintain good treatment in the relationship. So this video will be good for you if you're a future wife looking to become married to a provider man, you are currently married and looking to amp up the amount of attention that you're getting from your man, whether that be just good treatment in general, gifts, shopping sprees.
Oh, probably expensive.
Very lavish gifts, jewelry, whatever it is. This is how I do it. And I want to teach you ladies how to do the same. So if you are interested, then you might need to get your notebook. Okay. You might need to write these things down if you're serious about doing the things that I'm recommending so that you can keep them and store them for later use, because these things work. So
thank you.
In my marriage, there's been times where I've been being super spoiled. There's been times I've been less spoiled. There's been times where I feel like I'm not being spoiled at all, even though my husband is fully providing and I have all the things, nice car. I have all of the things, but he's not doing the extra things that, to woo me, to impress me. And I had to learn, what is it that makes him want to go above and beyond? And what is it that keeps him from going above and beyond, or get comfortable in just day-to-day life and not wanting to do those extra things to make me happy? And as we know, most men are going to roll out the red carpet when you guys are in the courting phase. He's going to do a bunch of things to impress you.
Let me tell you ladies something. I noticed that my husband did not roll out the red carpet until we got married. My husband did not buy me diamonds until we got married. You want to know why? Because I was a girlfriend. Even though it was 6.5 years, I was a girlfriend. I was not his wife, right? I was not his wife. My husband believes that when you're married, that's when you spoil the lady with the diamonds. That's when you buy her nice watches. That's when you buy her nice necklaces. That's when you buy the earrings. That's when you buy the beautiful gifts. But when you're a girlfriend, you don't get those things because you're a girlfriend. So my husband and I, we did it different than you. You got spoiled before you got married. I get spoiled now that I am married. And that's the way it should be, because before you get married, that doesn't retaliate to being a wife. Because see, there's steps in this. You're a girlfriend. Girlfriends don't always stick around. So most men are not going to fork out all that money on you on diamonds and things like that because they think of you as a girl that might not stick around. But once you take their last name, that's when they're like, okay, this girl is in it for the long haul. Now I'm going to spoil her with the diamonds. I'm going to take her on the trips. I'm going to do all of these things. I'm going to wash my own laundry. I'm going to help her with the dishes. That is a real husband. And that's how my husband thinks. And I'm glad that he thinks that way. And not one time did it ever bother me that my husband did not buy me diamonds and stuff when we were dating, because I thought the same way as my husband, is that I didn't deserve to. Hey, honey, thank you. I did not deserve to have, and I just got spoiled. See, I just got a drink given to me and I got me some finger things. Finger fries. I got me some fries. See, this is what's called spoiled. Out of the blue, you just get things. But I was talking about
spicy or regular?
Regular. I was talking about how you didn't spoil me until after we got married, how you didn't buy me diamonds and stuff till after we got married. Can you explain to my crowd what that meaning is and how we both agreed upon that, what it meant?
It means I'm keeping you.
Yeah, means that you're keeping me. But why didn't you do it before? Because
I had stuff to buy, like my weed, my guns, and my tools.
No, it's because I wasn't your wife. So I wasn't like, you weren't going to spend that kind of money on me because I was the girlfriend. Margaret says, hello, Steve. I know, Margaret. I bet you do. I love being married, and like I said, not everything glitters is gold, but I do have a good husband, and I don't have to come on and lie about it. But anyway, back to her.
Going to spend a lot of money. He's going to really go above and beyond to show that he's a provider, to show off his masculinity, to show off his success, and just to impress you. I mean, that's what men do. But after a relationship, the methods that you have to implement to get this same treatment are a bit different. So, the first thing, as we already know, if you don't already know this, the first thing is looking good. Okay, looking good. It's not rocket science. So, you don't want to get too comfortable in your relationship to where you just go weeks without getting yourself together. And I myself have been guilty of this, especially in the first trimester of this pregnancy. Honey, I think I went almost a month without putting my hair together, without putting makeup on. Like, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, I just look so ugly. Who is this? And not that my husband was, he wasn't treating me any kind of way or anything like that, but I and myself just didn't feel good. And I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to act all cute around the house because I just wasn't feeling myself. And when you are not taking care of yourself, when you're not putting that effort into making sure that you're looking good, not only are the people around you going to react to you differently, but you are going to show up differently just because your confidence level is not where it should be, is not where it would be if.
No. We talk about this all the time. We talk about how, it's up to you as to whether you want to put your makeup on or not. It doesn't mean that your husband's not going to spoil you. And it doesn't mean that your husband's not going to want you. Either your husband loves your insides and always thinks that you're sexy, whether your hair's done, whether your makeup's done, whether you're wearing pajamas like me. Like, either they think you're sexy dressed down, as opposed they think you're sexy dressed up. Women, see, you're putting a stigma. This is why things are happening, honey, is because you're putting stigmatisms on women that they should get up every day, fix their hair, fix their makeup, and you don't even do it in order to keep their husband. That's not true. Even our men don't get up every day and put on the nicest clothes and shit like that. Like, what? Like, you're weird. I don't even know. You live in a fantasy world. No wonder you live in fantasy world.
You were doing the normal things that you do to feel good about yourself. And when you're feeling less than, people are going to treat you as less than. It's just a fact of the matter. And it is human nature, I think. People are going to treat people who are looking better. Okay?
What?
So don't slack on your looks. Don't get too comfortable. If you're in your pregnancy and, that's a good excuse, but don't make this a habit to where you just always are looking any kind of way and you only get dressed up every once in a blue moon when you're going to go somewhere special. There should be at least once, if not a few times a week, that you are reminding your husband or your man why it is that he was so attracted to you in the first place. Like, don't let him forget. Do not let him forget. And especially if you're going to be, going out of the house by yourself, like, you definitely need to make sure that you're put together, because you want him shaking in his boots when you leave the house, okay? Don't go out there looking any kind of way and he's like, I know no one's going to talk to her because she is not.
Listen, see, you got all your shit wrong. Most women get picked up more, and this is no shit, I was with my husband the other day. I was getting hit on more without having damn makeup on than opposed to me having makeup on. And that was the truth. A lot of men like to see you're not fake. And if they can see your whole face and you ain't painted up and you're pretty, they're like, damn, I want that because I know what she looks like without the makeup. Now, what do you look like without the makeup? You know? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Looking homeless as fuck. That's when I get the most people. I don't understand. Yeah, and you don't have to go shopping for elaborate clothing. I shop at Shein and all those places, and I got nice clothing. I love my clothing. I get compliments all the time. But of course, that dress probably cost her $225 or some shit.
Not even looking put together, you know, no one's going to be paying attention to her. He's not even worried. No, he should be worried that you're going to be getting attention when you go out. He should be like, let me act right, because I know when my wife steps out, you know, there's options out there. That's how he should be feeling, and that's how you should be presenting. Like, no, you're not going to catch me slipping. I'm sorry. This is just who I am. This is how I show up. This is how I present myself. This is how I represent me, my husband, our family. This is who I am. And that's what you ladies should be doing. That's how you ladies should be carrying yourself when you step out, or even just when you're at home. It doesn't have to be when you're leaving. Get sexy at home. And it doesn't always have to be full glam, putting on a full face of makeup, you know, doing all the hair and all. It doesn't have to be all everything
Probably
at
none.
once. You can pick and choose. Like, at least make sure your hair is cute. Okay. Like,
Exactly. We
don't just have
to.
it all over the place. At least have it down, or like, you know, give them something to look at. Don't just look any kind of way. If you don't have any makeup on, make sure your hair is good. Put something sexy on, you know, put something that isn't a old raggedy t-shirt and, you know, some pajama pants from 10 years ago that need to go in the trash. That's not what you need to be wearing around the house. Put your little dresses on, your little negligees, your silk robes, your, you know, those little booty shorts that he just likes when you walk by. Put on those kind of things. Do what it is that you know is going to entice him. Like, it doesn't have to be you're completely done up. It just has to be like something that catches his eye, something about you that you've done that is catching his eye. The second thing, ladies, is minding your business. So many women, myself included, are guilty of not minding our business.
Every day.
We are all
run around like
worried about what our man is doing, and we need to be worried about ourselves. And a lot of times this can be the case when you are in a new relationship, or if you're feeling insecure. You can be doing this more than you would be if you were feeling secure, because you're like, oh, well, I don't feel good about myself. Like, oh, does he still love me? You know, those thoughts, it's natural for those thoughts to come into a woman's mind. And when you are overly concerned about what he is doing and all in his business, it doesn't create any room for mystery or for him to miss you. So you need to find those things that you enjoy doing, those passions that you have, different areas in your life that you can focus on outside of the relationship. And that could even just be the house. Like, it doesn't have to be anything so, you know, out there that you have to try to, let me find a hobby. It doesn't even have to be that. It could just be like, oh,
this is the whole reasoning that you minding your business. Now you're in the predicament you in because you minded your business too much, evidently. You didn't give a damn what he done.
You know, I'm taking care of the house, and, you know, I'm organizing, you know, my kitchen cabinets, just other things, other projects that you're working on where you're not all worried about what he's doing, calling him all the time,
I don't
all
ever
in
do
his
that.
business. find something to do. Find something to do that does not involve him. It's funny because I think it was like the first or second year of my marriage, I noticed that I wasn't minding my business and my husband wasn't chasing me as much. So I enrolled in this online program specifically so I could have something else to focus on. And this is before we had.
Hold on. Is she one of those that call her husband like 50 times a day, text him like, 50 times a day, like has to be up his ass? And he was like, hey, quit being up my ass. Is that what happened? Because that's what it sounds like. And then she said after 1 year, he wasn't interested. He didn't seem as interested in her. Shit, my husband, I could be wearing this or a muumuu or whatever, walk into the kitchen and he's humping me. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this girl, except that her husband likes him a little bit younger than her. Fuck. I do not like this. I think this woman is stuck on herself, and the everything she said is bogus. Bogus.
Babies of our own. This was when I had my two boys. It was just us and my two boys that I brought into the marriage. So they were already in school by then. So I didn't really have a whole lot to focus on. And I noticed that I was just all in his business, overly concerned. So I enrolled in this online program. When I tell you the energy shifted in a matter of days. The energy shifted. Exactly. He was bringing me home surprises, jewelry, all the things. I was getting all the good treatment. And that's when I realized I need to have things to focus on outside of him. It doesn't create the kind of attraction that I'm looking for when I am all up his ass, basically. And this is something that a lot of women do and need to stop doing, because you think that you attempting to be closer to him, you being all in his face and all the, is going to create more love and connection. But what it's really doing is the exact opposite. It's annoying. And honestly, men don't like to talk the same amount that women do. Mm-hmm. So if you're always coming to him and trying to make him your girlfriend and talk to him about everything and, just not minding your business, it will repel him. It will.
I know.
And part of minding your business all the time and
don't talk.
Worrying about your own thing is, if you're like someone who is, I'll say, overly affectionate, like you're just like constantly like, give me a hug, give me a kiss. You didn't say I look pretty today. Like all of that kind of stuff, that is not the most attractive thing to do.
Evidently she did it.
Men don't need all of that. Actually, men crave it more when you give it to them less. And I think that, when someone gets something all the time, they're not going to appreciate it as much as when they get it some of the time. It's more important. It is more enjoyable. It's more of a surprise when it's a sometimes thing versus an all the time thing. It's just not going to hold the same weight when you're doing it too much. So you have to be careful of how affectionate you're trying to be all the time. Jewelry? And do it some of the time. I'm not saying just do away with it at all, but I've noticed that when I'm being more affectionate and more clingy, my husband is not chasing me as much as when I'm not being that way. Next, I don't know if YouTube is going to flag this, But next is sex. Yes. If you're not married, just go ahead, skip to the end of the video. Go ahead and give me my like, give me my comment, and just go. Okay. Because if you're not married and you're trying to get married, don't do this. Okay. Don't do this one. This is for the married ladies because
it's all about the ring.
you don't
The
want to be
five
giving
tricks
sex to a
and
man that is
where
not
she
your
sits in,
husband.
the clothes she
And if you
buys.
are, you need to stop because it's not going to make him want to marry you anymore. He's getting everything without having to
I
actually
know. I
buy
know.
the
I don't know what
cow.
to say. I'm
So,
like so
what's the saying?
confused.
Why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free? That's what you're doing. Don't do this if you're not married. Anyways, married ladies, sex, you rewarding and incentivizing your husband with sex is powerful and useful, and men respond to it. Um, I heard something one time that men think about sex like every minute, or I don't know, something extreme where I was like, what? That is crazy because me as a
Right.
woman, and I know a
Exactly.
lot of other women are not thinking about sex to that extent,
That's
but
what I'm thinking too,
it is
redheaded.
in a man's biology
She's
and
making
nature
no
to
sense.
deeply crave and need sex frequently. And so, what I realized is that tying the things that make him feel good with the things that you enjoy is very effective. And if you are already a trophy wife and you're listening to this, then you already know what I'm talking about. You just already know. This is universal trophy wife language. You know um, what to do.
So in other words, what you're saying is if you want a new dress, you got to give him extra on your ex life, right? That's what you're saying? No, I don't have to do extra of nothing. I just go get my dress or I just buy it or like I don't have to do extra of nothing. Yeah, I bet she does run around in heels, negligees, and with her kids. I'm sure that's what she does. That's what she wants everybody else to do. It's so now looking back at all of this, think about what he really liked and how it wasn't even her. Wasn't even her.
For your husband to give you what you want. You already know. Okay, so it's no surprise. But if you
She
don't
is
know
jealous
this,
though.
then here you go. The concept that I use to explain this is basically the big brain and the little brain. So there's two sides of a man. There's his rational thinking mind, and then there's his, which is the big brain, and then there's his primal um, side of him that he can't control, which ties in with the little brain. And what I noticed is that when the little brain is thinking, the big brain isn't thinking as much. So if I was to ask for something
This make me sick.
and my husband's little brain is not necessarily
Yeah, that's her first problem.
on at the moment, it's just we're going about our day, he may have to think about, okay, well, what are the pros and cons of me doing this or spending this amount of money, or should we do that right? There may be some excuses that come up as to why he might not say yes. But when the little brain is thinking, chances of him saying yes are about 99.9%. Okay, that's just what I've noticed. And
Right?
I
I
know
know,
that
right?
sounds
I do
funny.
too.
And
I'm losing brain cells. Everything she's
some
saying
people
is
might say that's
opposite of
manipulative,
how you
but
do it. I don't
it is what it is, okay?
I don't know.
That's just, it works. It works. And it actually starts to become almost like a fun game that you play because his brain is going to start to
What?
connect doing nice things for you with getting more sex. And
No,
it's a win-win situation for everybody. So
no.
if my husband is like, "Oh yeah, we can do some shopping today," like he'll just offer me stuff. We can do some shopping today, and we'll be in the store, and he goes to give the card, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, spend this much money."
definitely didn't work.
It'll probably be a lot,
Yep.
and he'll look at me, he'd be like, you owe me," and I'm like, "I know."
Oh, one of those.
So it's like I already know, and he already knows,
Right?
and we both know what is going on. It is okay, okay?
You owe me.
And so it becomes
I'll
like a
tell you
fun
something.
game that you all
The first time me and my husband go into a motherfucking store and he says, and I bought something and he says, "You owe me," I'm gonna say, and you can just keep it on credit. Because that's what my grandpa used to say to me. If he would give me money like for the fair or something, he would say, "You owe me." No, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you nothing. 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 Nada. Remember, he's old enough to be your dad at this point. So, yeah, I can see where you're doing all this weird stuff.
play. He gets the enjoyment of seeing you happy, and you feel even more inclined to
That's
want to
another
go
thing.
above and beyond to show him
He was so
that you
happy.
appreciate what it is that
Yes,
he has done for you.
paid back with their body.
So it's a win-win, like I said. So, ladies, all of these tips can be used individually or all together. If you implement one, you're going to see a difference. You don't have to use all of them, but if you do use all of them, you're definitely going to see a difference. Trust me, this works. It really does work. I have had to learn to perfect this
Wow.
over the last almost 5 years, and it's funny how you have to learn to maneuver in the dating phase versus in the marriage, being comfortable in the relationship phase. It's different.
It's sickening.
So I hope you liked this video.
No,
Please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a
no, I think it's disgusting. You're right. Trophy wife secrets, the art of staying spoiled as a housewife. I think it's utterly fucking gross. And this is what you get, ladies, when you think about just money and you're not thinking about those, your children that you're bringing into the world or what type of guy you've got in your house. Because he got to where he didn't want her in his business, so she had to go find something else to do. So she didn't bother with what his business was. And that's when it got out of hand because she wasn't bothering with any of the business, nothing. Even when he's with the kids, no big deal. Just go off with them for 5-7 hours, that'll give me a break, and I know a lot of moms could be able to do that. However, even when my kids were with their dads, I still couldn't be without my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would still call and check on them. I would still call the grandma and be like, "Are you there?" Like, I don't know. I was still one of those worried moms. If they were gone too long to the store, an hour too long, I was like, "Where are you? What's my kids doing? Can I talk to my kids?" And I was always talking to my kids, like always just talking. And it was very rarely that I honestly let even Shay go with her dad because, like I said, he wasn't very good person, and so I went like 7 years without letting her go and see her dad. Yeah, she messed up by keeping her eyes closed and not reading the signs, right? And also she didn't even really talk about herself. She made her whole YouTube channel about being a trophy wife, about being with a guy that has money that's going to spoil her and this, that, and the other. But really, if you look back, the only time he was happy was probably when, she went shopping and he got to be with the kids. Who knows? But I just think that when she did that video, I want all of you to go back and watch the first of this video where she talks about what happened and how she doesn't bring up he got arrested, how she doesn't bring up the other two children got checked or anything, how she kind of slides in between of what she's saying and not really saying nothing except that she married a monster. And I don't know. I say this to all women. If you've got children or grandchildren, keep an eye on them. Because like I said, it could be the grandpa, it could be the stepfather, it could be anybody. Keep an eye on them at all times. And it can even be their own father. So you have to keep an eye on them. And especially when it's girls, I took care of my girls, you know. I took care of my girls. I didn't let my girls out of my sight and stuff. They didn't even go with their dad that much, even though Madison's dad was awesome. No, he didn't need to start taking her places till she was like 7 years old. He didn't need to. You know what I mean? He didn't need to. So I just want to send out to the universe and pray that the other kids get checked, the other boys, because he could have been doing it to them the whole entire time, and that she puts him in jail or somebody puts him in jail. And Victoria, this is the last French fry. You ain't getting no more French fries from Mom. Stop it. Stop. You ain't getting no more after that. That's enough. And I just pray that the kids are okay, physically, mentally, you know, and I pray that they get the psychological help that they need because, I mean, you know, that's their own father. So they're very confused. They don't know what's going on. They're only 2 and 4. The other ones are like 10 and 8, I believe, you know. So yeah, Chica, she's always wanting my fries. And I don't mind giving her some, but if I give her too much, she throw them up. Yeah, my husband brought them and if she eats too much of the stuff, she'll throw up and then I'll have to clean up throw up and I'll be like, what the heck? So I can't give her lots of them, you know. You don't have French fries no more? Because rarely do we have French fries. And he brought it because he got me a chicken sandwich. But she will beg and plead and do everything in her heart desire to. And you want me to tell you another thing? You want me to tell? Yeah, she's too small, her stomach. But you want me to tell you another thing? I don't even leave my Victoria. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't even leave Victoria with people. I don't even leave her. I mean, this is my little girl, you know, like I don't even leave her. And if I have to like go somewhere, I'll put her in her playpen. And then when I get home, you know, get her out and love on her and stuff. But like her daddy don't even watch her half the time because I try to get everything done while daddy's at work. So daddy don't even watch Victoria, you know. I mean, she goes and spends time with him, of course. And then when he's in here, she's always on him all the time. But even with my dog, I don't let people just, you know, I don't let her just sit on people's laps and like, you know, just be with people and stuff. And I mean, we're talking about a dog, not a, you know, but she's my child. So, and nowadays people are even grotesque, you know, about things like that. So you just got to be careful about everything that you have. Everything. Oh, that's good though. That's a good diet though, Pindar. That's that diet you was talking about, and I was telling you about the fat hungry chick. She went on that diet, but then she went off of it. Even though she was losing weight and it was healthier for her, she went off of it. And I don't know why she went off of it. But yeah, so I think that you should just protect everything. You know what I mean? Like every part, anything that you love, you shouldn't give to somebody too much. Does that make sense? You know? Yeah, Pindar, that's what I heard, is that it's a really good diet and it actually makes you feel full and you're losing weight at the same exact time. So I don't know. Leave in the comments below what all you think about this, but I'm very, very mad that I feel like this woman took those signs, did not see those signs because she didn't want to see the signs of her children getting harmed. I think honestly she saw the signs, she ignored the signs until the baby was too red and she was afraid it might have got hurt. That's what I think. Because when they checked both kids had been messed with. And my thoughts is he needs a bullet in his head, but that's my thoughts. Sorry, I'm very graphic about that, but I really hope that she doesn't go live anymore or do a video anymore on how to be a trophy wife, because I think it's disgusting. And if she does anything, she should be doing videos on how to protect your children and how to watch out for signs of predators being around your children, and how you should not move in with a man just because you need a place to stay and marry him in 1 week. Like, that's beyond me for all that when you got children. And now she's got 3 more children with him. And either way, he's going to prison because she put it out and it's hit 850,000 people now. So she put it out, and whether she put him in jail or not, somebody going to put him in jail. You know what I mean? Like, somebody is. But yeah, I'll probably run this by my husband, like what happened in the end. But other than that, he don't like to talk about kids getting hurt and stuff like that. I don't either, but he makes him sick to his stomach and stuff. So I'll just run it by him about the girl that I was doing that with, looking over her stuff and what ended up happening. And he'll just be like, what a dumb bitch. And that's probably what he will say. And how she was trying to teach other women to have a life like this. What the hell? Mm-mm. So be very vigilant on who you watch and who you want to role model with, because I'm telling you, a lot of these creators, they lie. They ain't got the life that you think. It's not as luxurious as you think, and they're hiding things that they don't want you to know, because they got to keep that facade on. So anyway, I don't even know. Yeah, she was all for her man. I pray that he's in jail right now, not able to hurt another child, and that they're, got enough evidence to locking him up for life. But mainly just pray for the babies, because they just had a newborn like 6 months or 6 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just had a baby. So just be very vigilant, everybody, on who you watch, what you watch, and read through the lines. And another thing, don't go after all of that money and the ring. None of that matters. None of that. And at the end of the day, it's how do you feel when you go to sleep at night? Do you feel loved? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like you're taken care of? Do you feel like you're taking care of yourself? Do you feel like your children are getting enough attention? Do you feel like you're doing the right thing? Because it's your life and you have to live it. And you can only you know, I feel bad for the women that got married under your rules of how they should get married, because now you may have married them into the same thing as what you got yourself into. And now we're going to have a whole plex of people that's going to be coming out of the woodwork dealing with this. And the main person that hurts is your child. Don't fuck with your children's lives. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even be like dating this day and age with my children, because if I had little bitty children, it's just too damn scary. There's too many predators out there. I wouldn't even recommend it. I would say raise your children and then find somebody. Or if you happen to meet somebody that threw somebody and it ends up being a good deal, just make sure that you watch your children like a hawk. You just got to watch them. I don't even know how to explain it, but you got to. And you can't trust it, and not even their fathers. You got to trust your own instinct. And as a mother, with baby girls, you should be the one, changing diapers. You should be the one giving baths. You should be the one. I just feel wholeheartedly about that. I didn't want my husbands to change my baby's diapers and stuff. I felt uncomfortable about it, and I did it. So, and also my mother-in-law, she felt uncomfortable. She wouldn't let, her husband change, Madison and stuff. She didn't feel comfortable with that. So you just have to know where your comfortability stands. And even though she was talking, if she goes back and she looks and listens to herself, she's going to see that she was hiding all the signs. She's going to see that. Till next time, I love each and every one of you. And just remember, what matters most in all of this is that the children get the help that they need, and that, this doesn't scar them for life, that they're able to go on and live a healthy, happy life, and that he ends up in prison where he belongs. And that should already be done. Like, he should already be in jail. Go back and rewatch that. She doesn't say he's in jail at all. So I love you all. Thank you, angels, for being here. And I'm glad that you were here, because this is a difficult topic, But just be careful who you follow on this internet, because it can get you in some serious fucking trouble. These people don't know what the hell they're doing. Until next time, I'm out of here.
You gotta take control. Life's too short. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best. So put your hands up to the sky and live your best life, alright. Don't just let it go by, just try, oh my. Got only one life, got only this time. We gonna get it right. You gotta let go of those who don't belong in your tribe. So cut the bad out of your life. Yeah, do it one time. You gotta work till you're winning. Yeah, take control of the system. When you invest, it's addicting. No time to rest, let's go get it. Not gonna stop till I'm finished. Not gonna drop to my limits. Deep in my chest, I'm inhaling. Believing, testing, and failing. You gotta flip everything in your mind. Take the limiting thoughts and turn them into your why. Prove to yourself you're worth it. You deserve it. Push past all the hurt and find your purpose. You gotta take control.